Good evening and welcome to the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd and happy Tuesday. Hopefully you enjoyed your Veterans Day festivities, events across the region. It was a little cool to start, but all told, I don't think there were a lot of complaints about the forecast. And speaking of course, we'll continue to keep an eye on the warming trend as it continues through the rest of this week. Really starts across the area tomorrow, and it sets us up for what should be an unseasonably warm rest of the week, and also setting the stage for maybe the rain chances to trickle back in eventually as well. Here's a look at some of the low temperatures from this morning. Of course, a lot of these are unofficial lows, but a lot of us were landing in the upper 20s to near 30 degrees, below freezing to start the day, and I expect most locations in that regard to climb back above freezing and stay above freezing for a while. Did see some record lows this morning across Mississippi, not in our area, but Meridian and Hattiesburg and some of those areas saw some lows in the mid-20s this morning, which set some records. Good evening, Cooper. Nephew Cooper, watching on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube if you're following us there. Look at high temperatures from earlier in the day. Most of us landing in the low end of the 60s. Greenville appears to have fallen short, and Winnsboro at 59. But most of us, again, returning to the low 60s, and even saw some 70-degree readings farther westward. Most of us will return to the 70s tomorrow. Temperatures across the area at this hour: 60 in Monroe and Columbia, 58 in El Dorado, 57 in Greenville, 56 in Natchez, Mississippi. So as we set the stage for the overnight tonight, clouds could be a factor, but most locations will start to see a little bit of a change in terms of air mass. And dew points are still relatively dry at this point, but I would expect them to climb as we go through the overnight. Not necessarily a robust climb, but the southerly winds could lead to some low cloud cover as we start the day tomorrow. Winds just refreshed there on your screen, but again, they are still breezy at times out of the south, generally in the 5 to 10 mile an hour range. So again, as we set the stage for the next several days, it'll be uninterrupted southerly winds. That could be a little breezy at times again tomorrow, and then I will focus on those southerly winds transporting moisture in ahead of perhaps an early week storm system as the big premise in the forecast. Also, some tweaks on what you see at the bottom of your screen. Now each city has the hour-by-hour forecast, which follows the little 3-day forecast. So if you have been following along and you look at that information, there's some new information there at the bottom of your screen. I also am full disclosure, am aware that if you're watching from a cell device, you may not be able to see that stuff particularly well. It's designed for folks that tend to cast to their television from YouTube and things like that. All right, look at wind speeds, and again, they will be a little breezy at times out of the south tomorrow, maybe even out of the southwest at times. 10 to 15 miles an hour seems possible or attainable. There will be some gusts perhaps in the 15 to 20 mile an hour range, but I think most of us, I would think 8 to 12 miles per hour generally. As we go through the daytime hours tomorrow, those winds should die down a little bit as we go through the day on Thursday. Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports. I-20 frontage road in Monroe shows those southerly winds and the cloud cover that returns tomorrow. A weak boundary tries to tease our area late in the day. I'm not overly optimistic that it makes that much of a difference in terms of the forecast. Rain chances stay limited, and there is the uninterrupted southerly to southwesterly flow through the next several days. Leads us to Saturday, where we were eyeing a storm system. And as I put this into motion, Saturday and Sunday doesn't yield much. It takes Monday evening before that awaited storm system moves through the area. And again, these are just model simulations, and the model data is going to continue to kind of waffle back and forth on timing and the evolution of this storm system. There's still a possibility we could deal with this thing as early as Sunday, but it's looking more and more likely that the storm system is going to impact us to some degree early parts of next week. Again, back to the 6 to 10 day and 8 to 14 day outlooks, still showing us above average temperature-wise, which generally is going to land most of us in the 70s. Morning lows probably in the 50s. Precip outlook still trending soggier than normal for the second half of the month. 8 to 14 day pattern, same general story. And then the precip outlook also a lot of green, and that's something that we're not used to seeing because it's been so dry for so long across the region. So there appears to be changes in store in terms of the specifics on when those storm systems are going to move through the area. It's met with a shoulder shrug at this point. Should see a storm system next week. May see two. may kind of see one and then really see another. Again, it's way too early to speculate on that kind of stuff. Lows tonight fall back into the mid to upper 40s. So, again, it'll be chilly. You may need a light jacket as you head out and about, but you won't necessarily need to worry about the pets and plants and things of that nature. In fact, I think all of our plants are going back outside. And if they haven't gone back outside, they need to go back outside. Except this big, heavy tropical one. Once we move it in for the year, it just stays in for the year. That thing is heavy. Moved it in last night. Daytime highs tomorrow back in the mid-70s. A few clouds through the afternoon, but noticeably warmer. Winds south-southwest. Could be in the 5 to 15 mile an hour range is probably a safe assumption. I know it's a broad range, but the winds are going to vary across the area tomorrow. A look at the 7-day forecast. Again, the march to near 80 by the end of the week. If you have high school playoff games this weekend, I know some of our area teams have the week off. Congratulations to you for having such a great season, but we'll look for daytime highs near 80, both Friday, Saturday, probably Sunday as well. Morning lows back in the mid-50s. I know ULM's back in action, and I believe Grambling is at home this weekend. Where's my little sticky No, Grambling's at Alcorn State, so two of our local schools in action against each other. That's a 2 o'clock kick. ULM's at home. We've got the Battle of the Timberlands, UAM and SAU this weekend. And again, looks like the weather's going to be great. It'll be warm. Very nice for all that stuff. Again, not a whole lot to look at in the forecast. Just wanted to kind of join you because that's what we do at around 5-ish in the evening. 3 live streams a day on weekdays. And then, of course, if you're just joining us, we just bring you information when I think you need to know about it. That's what this is all about. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to join the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. Your fish and game forecast comes out at 8 o'clock tonight. I made a Veterans Day post earlier. If you have a veteran in your family that you would like to salute, no pun intended, and kind of give a shout out to, feel free to drop them in the comment section of that post or this post. It doesn't really matter. And again, we just appreciate you taking time out of the day to be a part of this. And we'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. Thanks so much for stopping by the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. Have a great day.